Hello, everyone. This is an update on the Ukraine Russia war situation going on. March 1st is when I recorded this video. If you have not seen my other prediction videos from the past, I predicted this in 2020 before Joe Biden was president. I said that he would be involved in a conflict with Russia and Ukraine, and here we are. So go ahead and check out that video if you have not seen that already. I will post that below this video in the description. And if you're watching on this on YouTube, then I will have the video show up at the end of the video so you can click on that to watch it. Unless you're on BitChute or Rumble, then just scroll down and click the link. So I just wanted to show you all a little trick here, just in case you're interested in this. This is what I do. Click right here, 1.5 speed. That way you can kind of get to the point faster.
When I tune into Russia, this is kind of a weird metaphor here, but the thing that came to my mind was like the water breaks. And that's the way that I interpreted that energy, that information. And the tanks pour in, and I think we've actually already seen a little bit of that starting to happen already. But that's what I really see first thing when I tune into March for Russia. Lots of death. And I see this happening for another 1 to 2 months, although I also see it on some level slowing down as time goes on. However, there was one thing that was very interesting to me, and this was a very extreme image that I got of Putin being very, very angry in the coming months. Not this month, but maybe next month or maybe 2 months from now. But I think it's going to be like kind of in between next month, maybe towards the end of next month, somewhere around there. I see Putin getting very, very angry, and it almost looks like cartoonish because of how angry he looks. And there's a possibility that there could be a country interfering in April, around April. And I'm getting that this could be a country from the north of Ukraine, possibly. That's a little speculative, but I got a sense that there could be some sort of incident like that that really triggers Putin. But I don't see him, necessarily doing anything too drastic either, but I'll keep that in mind for next month's reading. The way that I see this ending, though, is I see Russia having a lot more land taken. So before, I said this before in previous predictions that I saw Russia gaining a lot of land on Ukraine, or gaining some land, but now when I tune into it, now I see it being like more land. But not necessarily winning and like taking over the entire country. I see them winning on some level, but not like 100%, because it seems like this battle is going to continue. There's going to be forces still around fighting Russia within Ukraine for a while, and so I don't really see there being like a clear point where Russia wins. So I'm not going to say that I see Russia winning, but I don't necessarily see Russia losing the war, because I do see them gaining land, and the borders of where Ukraine and Russia end and begin is going to be a lot different. However, for March, I do see Putin being much more calm. I see him with a pen and paper. It's like he's, being diplomatic, fighting with the pen rather than the sword himself. Although I also see him being disappointed, and I think we've kind of already seen this a little bit actually playing out on the news, where they're saying that it's not going as well as he would have liked. But I'm seeing this continuing on, or just being a general theme for the month of March. It's not really going quite as he planned, and the war will continue. I don't see the war stopping. I see it continuing, but there could be like stagnant parts to it, like there's, it's not going as fast as he would like. I do see Russian troops receiving food and partying, and this is kind of like they're almost off duty, like this has to do with the stagnation of it. Like they're getting food and they're partying and they're not really engaging in combat. I see Putin working things out internationally with other countries, but he's still scheming. But he's not really going to press the kill button, so to speak. I don't see that happening for the month of March. But there seems to be some sort of international, not necessarily conflict, but international communication going on that could be a little deceptive coming from Putin. So I do see for March the rest of the Russian troops being deployed, or at least almost all of them, if not all of them. But like I said, some sort of standstill within their progress. And I specifically got the
FYI, by kill button, I meant nuclear kill button.
CIA. Some sort of pressure from the CIA that is getting the best of Putin. I don't know exactly what this is, but it was clearly the CIA. There could be a false hope of the war ending, but it would only be a minor pause in the conflict, and I'm seeing more international conflict happening. I also was seeing Russian warships involved in international issues of some kind, so this would be like in the ocean. This is probably just about where they're allowed to be in the ocean, and some sort of conflict around that. Not necessarily a battle or war, though. When I tune into Ukraine, the energy vibration that I get from that is green, similar to the month color overall. I saw green separate, and then I saw yellow, and they're kind of both there. But this is, again, like a kind of like springtime type of vibration. So I know that sounds contradictory, but I think that has more to do with their spirit than the physical circumstances of the country. So major cities being bombed is what I see for March, which kind of already just started yesterday, but regardless, that's what I'm seeing for March. But I'm still seeing troops, Ukrainian troops, holding their ground. This doesn't necessarily mean holding their ground where they were, but I see them moving around. I see them operating out of more hidden locations and leaving the city, dispersing into little groups throughout different areas that are like in the woods and kind of hidden, a little more safe, a little less easy to bomb. So I guess that would be a good strategy so that they don't know where they are as to bomb them as easily. So when I tune into Russia as a country, as an energy and vibration, I see them as red, very red, and I get the sense that they are declining for March. Yet I also get the sense that they are, well, it was like a fast drop at the beginning of the month, and then for the rest of the month it's like this survivalist energy kicks in, and it's like a doomsday prepper who has everything they need. So it's like even though everything just kind of crashes down and starts declining, there's still this survivalist, like everything's prepped, like they've got everything they need to survive through the harsh winter on their own. So I do see that. So at least for the Russian citizens who are not involved in this, that is a positive for them at least. I do see Russia as a country pulling in resources, and it's kind of like energy cords with other countries, and they're like pulling in everything they can, and they're burning their bridges. They're taking whatever they can get. They're like, okay, now's the time that we need this. Now we're going to take this. Now we're going to take that, and it's a desperate situation, and they don't really necessarily care if it hurts them in the future because they need it right now, and it's more important to them to have it now than it is how it will affect them in the future. And I got the sense that this is like a cat that is upside down and dropped and falls, but then at the very end of the month, the cat flips around and lands on its feet. And so they seem to maintain themselves throughout the month, economically and just in general. And so I got the sense that Russia, the energy is that they're in it for the long haul, and they, on some level, know what they're doing. Ending the whole Russia-Ukraine thing, going back to just everything else going on in the world. One just totally random thing that I saw Prince Andrew being called out by the general public. And just in case you don't know, he was...
Alright, thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Also, if you would like to see this video in its entirety with all the March predictions, I will post that video below this as well. Thank you for watching and have a great day.